It gets easier. The words echoed through Jake's mind, soothing and sweet. His new mantra. He stole a few seconds from the task of watching the view ahead and exchanged them for another glance at Samantha in the passenger seat beside him. She was so beautiful, so full of life, and possibly the one. It gets easier. Jake knew loss better than he knew love. Quick, familiar flashes of the faces of the girls in his past hovered in his view as he stared over the steering wheel, his mind still busily anticipating the actions of every driver and vehicle on the highway ahead. He took his position in the driver's seat very seriously, especially with Samantha sitting beside him. He didn't want any harm to come to her at all, not by the ignorant actions of the other drivers on the road, and definitely not when he was personally responsible for her safety. "Slow down! You're tailgating," Samantha's bow-shaped mouth warned, subtly dominant, but still sweet. Jake loved the girlish way his girlfriend's eyes sparkled at any excitement, whether she was inspired with a devilish idea or even a bit frightened. "I've got it," Jake reassured, with just a touch of teasing in his tone. "My foot was on the brake. I was watching him." "Well, you better be. If anything happens to Mom's car..." "Don't worry. I'm a superb driver. I've got it." Samantha turned toward Jake and smiled at him. He felt the instant warmth on his cheek. It tingled the skin beneath the downy hairs on his neck. It made his heart skip a beat. It was easier this time. He could open up his heart again, let her in. He could love her forever. Jake's eyes followed the bumpers of the cars speeding past in the fast lane as he drove extra carefully just for Samantha. He knew what a big step it was to earn her mother's respect and trust, and he wasn't going to mess it up. Not for anything. "Whoa, did you see that guy? He nearly nicked that Toyota's bumper as he changed lanes." Samantha's eyes were wide with disbelief, and Jake fell for her just a little bit more. He loved the way she drew a deep breath before shouting, as if she required the extra energy before accusing another bad driver of wrongdoing. She was adorable through and through, from her golden hair pulled back in a playful ponytail all the way to the tips of her pastel-painted toenails. She was sunshine itself, all bottled up in the perfect little body. "Yeah," Jake agreed, pulling himself out of the pleasant distraction of his brief daydream. He was in some hurry, wasn't he? Geez, he could have killed someone. Can you imagine if he'd clipped the front of Mom's car? Oh, she would have a cow? Jake's wish came true. The song of Samantha's laughter unfolded, filling up the car and making Jake's heart go thumpity-thump. "You're ridiculous," she said as her laughter trailed off. "And you have no idea how my mom is about this car." "Really? She doesn't seem..." "You didn't notice how perfect everything was around the house? How everything was laid out like it was plotted out on a map, and there wasn't a speck of dust or dirt to be found, even though everything was set up outside?" "I guess you're right. I didn't pay that much attention. I was just trying to see how many little sausages I could scarf down without anyone noticing. Those things were amazing." Samantha giggled. "Those are Uncle Ernie's favorite. Mom makes them for every family reunion, just for him. At least, he had a plateful before you got to them." "Every family reunion? I guess you'll have to invite me every year," Jake dared, even though his relationship with Samantha was still a bit new, and he wanted to nurture it so gently. Samantha gave him the look that said, "You're a bit full of yourself, but oh, how sexy you are when you're forward like that." "I'll think about it," she said with another smile. Yes, it was easier. So easy to fall head over heels for Samantha. So easy to agree to anything and everything she ever asked of him. Even attending a family reunion could be daunting at any point in a relationship. But with Samantha's hand in his, it was easy. It was even fun. Jake was well aware how privileged he was to be invited to meet Samantha's family, to observe her interactions with distant cousins and out-of-state relatives. He just loved being with her, even if they were just sitting in silence together.